In this tutorial, we'll discuss how we're going to start to build the toe up. We'll start off with this navy portion, to kind of build the outline here, and then we'll actually build in kind of the cloth that fits in underneath, which leads up through the tongue of the shoe. Okay, so to start off, we won't be needing, for the time being, won't be needing this high poly, so we're just going to hide that. Now go into our left view. We actually notice that this comes up a little higher than I had originally made, which is fine. So we'll go to our border selection, select this top portion here. So make sure you're on your tread low poly. Select this top border, and then we'll drag that up. And we'll just go around with our vertex selection. Just kind of tweak this here and there to fit the shoe a little bit better. Just kind of fit this reference image a little more consistently. Okay. I'm gonna bring some of these in just a bit, just like that. Okay. So now that we have that portion made up, we can, and what we should do next, smooth out a little bit, or flatten just a hair, and then I'm going to actually move this up just a little bit to give us kind of an edge, and then I'm going to go to my polygon selection, select this whole inside. Now right click, and I want to extrude that. I want to extrude it in, but I want to extrude by local normal. So we won't go in the negative, but just a hair. So we just want to make kind of a little bit of edge there, just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this ring here. So how I select that is I select one, hold shift, select the rest. So I'm going to select this whole ring, and I'm going to delete this right there. So now we have that little bit of a kind of a lip. And actually we do want that a little softer. So I'm going to double click on this edge, and we're going to chamfer that. So go to chamfer settings, switch that chamfer edge amount to 0, and we just want to bump it up so it has a little bit of a softer feel. So for my case, something like 0.04 seems to do pretty well. Okay. Yep, so now we have that kind of that little bit of a lip right there. So next, we can go ahead and we're going to select this edge here. We can double click it, or we can go to our border selection, select that. We just want to move that up just a little bit. Okay. We'll go to my left view, and we want to move it up just something that kind of, so this matches right there. And now I want to select all these top polygons, and I want to go to detach. And for detach as, I'm going to call this toe. So now you can hide your tread, and you'll have just the toe portion. And we won't be needing this, we won't be needing those. Let's see, so I'm going to make sure I select toe, go to edit or to polygon. I'm going to select everything we don't need, so we won't be needing probably any of that. Well, actually, let's go one more. So we won't be needing any of these, so it should be pretty similar on both sides. First thing I want to do is I want to make this kind of this curve right there. Okay, so the way I do that, I'm going to take my vertex, I'm going to move these just a hair. And now I want to actually weld this corner to this one. So target weld, vertex to vertex, and then the same thing over here, vertex to vertex. Perfect. Now if you go back to your left view, you'll see, and make sure you go out of that target weld by just right clicking out here. Now you can select just this portion here, and you want to move that right about there. And I'm actually going to balance out a little bit by moving some of these other vertex. Okay. In fact, move that still a little more even. Yeah, I think it should be pretty good. So what I'm gonna do now is, again, we're just making this portion here. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by taking this part up that way. So I'm going to select just these. Oh, actually, I want to select all of these on both sides, holding Alt. I'm going to drag across the ones I don't want. So now we just should have, oh, I don't want that either. So we just should have these 4 on either side selected. Now, if I were to hold Shift and with the Move tool enabled, I can. Let me first deselect that. Alright, so holding Shift, Move tool up. As you see, it's moving how I want it to. Yep, so just like that. What I'll do now is I'm going to go back to my vertex tool, target weld. I'm going to weld that to there, and then this one to that one. So once again, holding, or go back to your edge, you want to select these 3 on either side now. And what we do is move that up, and now we're gonna move it this way, just a hair, and I'll do one more time, move it up, and then this way. So what I'll do now is I'm going to kind of tweak these so that they look nice and balanced, or nice and squared and smoothened out. So let's do something kind of like that, perhaps. Wish I would move these 2 in just a little bit more, which means we can move this one a bit. Okay. Now we do want to do the same thing on this other side. Let me turn off this reference. Go to the right side. We want this to match, fairly similar. So I'll move these 2 in quite a bit. And so we want to match pretty closely. Yeah, so something probably like that. Okay. Okay, so there you go. We have now our that portion made up, and I'm actually going to put or make sure my smoothing groups, so right there, so now they have that smoothing group. What I want to do next is I want to select these 3 here, and I'm going to turn on my soft selection. I'm going to bring this down so that it only affects these here. So let's try a 5. No, it's still too much. So 3. Yeah, that's good. I'm just going to move these in. I'm going to make that into a 2. Move them in a little more, and then a 1. Which should barely affect any of them. So what we're doing there is just kind of shifting it in a little bit. So same thing over here. 5, or sorry, it's 3. Move it in. 2, a little more. Nice, did a 1. Just a hair more. So now we have this kind of this easing in effect we wanted. I'm gonna turn back on my this side. Okay. let's see. So this portion here should be moving a little bit. So now I want to turn off my soft. Then I want to select, I want to try to select this here. I don't need, let's see, I want that one. So I want to select all the top edges here except from 1 in. Okay, so if I were to go, here's now what I can do is I can holding shift, I'm going to pull this up a bit. And then I'm going to move this in this way. I bring it down. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to connect these two here. I'm going to delete this corner. And same thing on the other side. I'm going to connect these two and delete this one face that doesn't have anything to do with it. Okay, so now if I were to go back to my reference, I see that I can move, so my vertex or my edge selection, I can actually move these in a little bit more, and then I'm going to deselect these corners. Actually, I'm going to deselect a couple. Well, I'll go hold and shift, bring this in a bit, and probably just up a hair, and then I will connect these two, connect these two, use my polygon selection. I'll select these two triangles and delete those out. Sorry about that. Okay. So one last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this kind of a round, a little softer edge right here. So how we're gonna do that is we're gonna select this corner. So the four corners are a little harder. We're gonna chamfer these. So go to your settings on chamfer. You want to scale that back quite a bit. So maybe something like this. As you can see now, it's a little softer. Okay. So now what we can do, so now we've created several n-gons here, which is fine. We can start to clean those up. So we'll go to our cut tool, which is under our edge geometry. And we'll just start off right here, cut through there, cut here, and one more time right there. We do have one more edge we need to cut, and that should be right here. I think that should work just fine. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We can actually probably move this vertex up just a hair. And then I can actually I kind of think that might work best. See, something like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So I'm going to hide this reference image, and I'm going to cut anything that has 5, or anything that has n-gons, I'll start cutting. So go to our cut tool. It says 4, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay. And then I can cut right here as well. So now, if we go to our cut tool, we can now select all these. Let's see, yeah, and we will just create the smoothing groups. And as you can see here, we have smoother looking toe for the shoe. Now if you're to do on a turbo smooth, or in my case I actually do open subdiv, you can see this is looking a lot cleaner now than we had earlier. So now if you turn on your tread, you have the toe of this it's looking pretty good, just like that. So in the next video we will talk about how to create this tongue. It comes down, goes through this, and then it will actually attach right underneath. It'll lie right underneath this toe here to kind of create the top of the tongue, as you see, all the way up there. So that'll be in the next video.